rolling. So we start rolling with a back roll from a seated position, so sitting on your bum, and then tucking, bracing in the center, tucking, flexing our spine, and then rolling back, shooting for shoulder stand. A lot of people when they first do this will only get to the mid back and then want to come back up, or what you'll see is a lot of like kind of throwing themselves back up. Totally fine. It takes a while to build comfort in relaxing to roll back. People who have heavy legs and lower bodies, it's harder for them to get their legs up and over without using more momentum. So all things are okay in getting to shoulder stand. So our first goal after back roll, or next progression, is getting to a shoulder stand, which is simply balancing and standing on our shoulder. This is the inverted position. Same inverted position that we use in on the rings. Our anchor point now, instead of our pelvic girdle, is our shoulder girdle, not my head, because I'm not using my neck as support structure. There's a little kickstand, there's a little control, so I'm using my cervical spine in that way, my neck in that way. But I'm not using it to try to hold myself up. I can put my hands out here as balance. I can put my hands down here as a little extra base and extra strength, so I can press into the ground to help push myself up. I can also put my hands on my small of my back to help keep me propped up if I need that. Hands are totally welcome anywhere you need them. Next step after getting to shoulder stand is working on tapping the foot. So we're going to go over diagonally, not straight over backwards. So diagonally, if I'm going to go to my right, I'm going to reach my right hand and I'm going to look to my right. Cool? My right foot is also going to be the first to tap. I'll tap it and then I can come back down. So someone can work on getting the shoulder stand and then just tapping their foot and then coming back down. Your other hand can do whatever you want. Some people might find it useful to kind of point in the direction that they're going to roll. Some people might want to keep it out as counterbalance. If you do, though, know that it might slow you up in getting over. So I find it easier, certainly, to keep that arm off the ground when I start going. You want to go directionally. You want to start going backwards. So then the next, after you get your foot down there, you may find that it's just natural. As soon as your foot comes down, now I'm going to keep looking through my roll. A lot of people don't get the roll because they just lock their head in place and they try to roll without moving their head. Move your head through the roll, look through the roll, and that will bring you back up to kneeling. So get your taps. If you don't feel comfortable, keep working taps. And then when you feel like you have the control, I'm trying to bring my other foot through and then do my full back roll. So then I got my full back roll. It should be smooth and fluid and with minimal amount of momentum. We don't want to try to chuck ourselves over, especially if we can't control it. Once we can go slow, then we can add speed down the road, but go slow first. And remember that smooth is fast, and fast is sloppy. And in this case, fast will be clunky, because it'll be like the backward, and then forward can be next. So the tricky part with forward is you got to get your head out of the way and get that shoulder down. So I have to really compress, flex my hips, flex my body on top of my legs, get that shoulder down. Now I'm starting to load this shoulder and work my way up to that shoulder stand and then back up to seated. So again, I'm trying to do it without momentum. I'm trying to find that balance point and then gently allow myself to tip over, hit the tipping point and then roll over. So now we have forward and backward rolls, and we have two sides of our body, so we want to get forward and backward on both sides before moving on. The next thing you can have someone try is a sideways roll. So a sideways roll will start, let's go from here. So here I'm going to go tap on one side, and then instead of going back down, I'm just going to pass my head over. Notice I'm turning my head with this, and then tap on the other side. Oh, hello. So pass across, tap, move my head along with, and tap. I may come out of that, come down here, put my shoulder down, pass across, tap, and then finish on the other side. So that would be a sideways roll. And then doing a full sideways roll would be started from seated. And the key here is that you need to flex forward. So start your flexion already, and then I'm going to collapse through this arm. I'm going to find that shoulder, find my shoulder stand, tuck my chin, roll myself across my shoulders, and then back up. You don't have to have your feet touch, although it's nice to show range and control to have your feet touch. I have a cold right now. My body is filled with inflammation, and I'm having a hard time getting into ranges because I'm so stiff. So you don't have to have your feet touch, but it is a nice thing to show that you can relax and breathe and melt through that fold as you're passing from side to side. So after all of that, what I would do is encourage someone to start practicing their rolls without a mat. And we can start with the easy ones. Again, trying to melt, breathe, use breath to release tension. I have a really bony spine myself, so I genuinely pick a side and just slightly favor one side over the other. Otherwise, I'm just rolling on my bony points. So that's fine to roll, choose a side. But work on all of your rolls forward and backward in different sides and rolling side to side. Working on all of that and learning to teach yourself how to be soft and melt with something that's hard and not rely on the softness of the structure. So this is obviously a little more advanced than rolling on a really big foam mat. Don't make anybody feel like they're not supposed to or have to learn it this way. But ultimately, if you want to be saved from that fall down off of the skis or fall off of the bike or fall down the stairs or fall underneath our car, we want to be not afraid of the ground. That's one of the reasons that we practice rolling. It's also one of the first developmental movements that we all acquired as humans, and then most of us went on to unlearn. So this is part of that regaining what has been lost over time from what we could do. Anyway, there's other reasons, of course, we're working on this stuff too. There's brain reasons, there's core strength reasons, there's range reasons, there's skill reasons, there's many reasons for rolling. After doing this off of mat, you can have someone work on stand to stand. So that could be as simple as just in one clean movement with or without assistance. I just did a little push off with my hands. I come up to a stand. My from stand down can be as slow and controlled as I want. So I'm going to make a brace with my arm. I'm going to control through my roll. It does not need to be like a diving taekwondo roll over, folding chairs or that. It can just be from a standing position and then finding your way down through the roll and then back up. And then after that, encouraging people to find rolls from different positions, from standing, from crawling, from kneeling, from squatting, from doing it in more of a free-form way, and coming in and out of different positions. So a freestyle roll would be the final goal for rolling. But we'll start with all the individual pieces and patterns, and then over time we can begin to make more instinct work out of it. Anyway, that's it. Have fun rolling.